Alright YouTube, this is Dungeon Master Lolliot, and today I'm going to bring you a deck analysis of a very popular deck, Darkrai Hydreigon. Um, this deck utilizes, a Stage 2 line in conjunction with, some EX Pokemon and a pretty popular, support Pokemon, and we'll get into that later. So, the main attacker and also supporter of the deck is Hydreigon. And it's used for two reasons. First of all, it's got a very, very strong attack, Dragon Blast 4 for 140 and discard. Um, and, it's got a pretty decent, hit points. Unfortunately, it's a stage 2, so it does take a little while to get out there. But, it's got a very, very good ability called Dark Trance, which is like Shift Gears, only with, Dark Energy. You can just get to move a dark energy from one Pokemon to another as often as you like. And that lets you set up for all sorts of shenanigans with Darkrai, with Max Potion, with its own personal attack. So let's get into that now. Darkrai EX is used because of, well, first of all, it's just a wonderful attacker and all-around great Pokemon. Um, And second of all, for its ability, Dark Cloak. Any Pokemon that has a Darkness Energy has no retreat cost. It's just awesome. And in conjunction with Dark Trance, in which you can just move Dark Energy around, means that you can always retreat for free if you have any Dark Energy on your board, because you can just move it to whatever you want to retreat for free, and then move back to whatever you wanted to have the energy on in the first place. It's wonderful, and it's a great conjunction in and of itself. And also the Night Spear attack is just great. 90 and 30 to the bench for 3 energy. It sets up for all kinds of magic numbers and is just a great attacker in case, you don't have the ability to power up your Hydreigon. It makes use of Grass, Fire, Psychic Dark, Gerpt, Blend Energy, as its special energy. All of its other energy are Dark. And this is so that you can fulfill that one psychic energy cost for Dragon Blast. Other than that, it uses completely dark energy. And yeah. Um, it uses usually very, very heavily. 3 is actually pretty surprising to see. Usually it runs 4 Max Potion. Now, Max Potion, of course, is great because you just get to heal all damage from a Pokemon, but then you have to discard all energy attached to it. So obviously there are some shenanigans that can go on with Hydreigon, and being able to Dark Trance the energy off of a Pokemon, Max Potion it, and Dark Trance it back on again. But it basically just makes your opponent have to OHKO you, or set up so that you can't use Max Potions. It's just a great card, especially in conjunction with Hydreigon and Darkrai. You can retreat around, remove special conditions, and then heal all damage off that, and with no energy cost. What makes it greater is, first of all, you can Dark Patch energy on. It's a wonderful. This deck has a lot of synergy, and also you have the wonderful Sableye. Jason Kleksinski's favorite card. There's nothing really bad you can say about it. Junk Hunt, you can put 2 item cards from your discard pile into your hand. Synergizes great with both Dark Patch and Max Potion. 70 hit points, so avoids a lot of 60 hit point magic number things. It's just a great card. Yeah, that's about it. So that's the overall strategy, and now I'm going to go into a little bit of the matchups. So it goes against TDK. It's a pretty big toss-up. It does well if it can set up first, especially because Max Potion, TDK has problems with OHKOing things usually. I mean, you can Blizzard Burn, and that's great, but that takes a while to set up usually. So at the beginning, it has problems OHKOing things and relies a lot on just being able to consistently 2HKO things and putting on early pressure. So Max Potion is great because it prevents them from being able to do that. But if they can set up Kyurem or, a Lugia or a, powered up Thundurus early, it can be very, very disastrous for this deck because it's running a stage 2 line. And it might not even get the chance to get Hydreigon out and make use of Max Potion or all of those other wonderful cards. So it's a pretty big toss-up against TDK. I'd say they're about even. Once Hydreigon gets set up though, it's very, very hard to stop it. Especially if you're running an early pressure deck like TDK. Um, Against an Empoleon deck, I would say it does very well because it doesn't need to have a lot of Pokemon in play. Just really Darkrai, Hydreigon, and Sableye. It's sometimes it has to have the stage 2, so sometimes it's got more cards in play. But I think it does well against Empoleon decks because it can heal damage, and Empoleon decks have trouble OHKOing you. So if you have even if you have a maximum number of Pokemon in play, you know your two main main attackers, Hydreigon and Darkrai, have more than 120 hit points, and Hydreigon isn't a EX, so you can't add the 30 damage from a Silver Bangle, for example, to push it over. So with Empoleon, I think it's got a great matchup. I think Hydreigon can pretty much destroy Empoleon. Um, I mean, you do sometimes have to worry about Leafeon because you've got a lot of energy, but unless your Empoleon opponent has a Leafeon tech, you're not really in much trouble. Um, Against any decks that tech Mewtwo, it's got a bit of an issue because again you're running a lot of energy and you'll have a lot of energy attached, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem because you're running Darkrai EX and Mewtwo doesn't do well against Darkrai EX. Um, let's see. Against Klinklang or any Klinklang variant like my own deck, it does very well. Part of the reason why I decided to do a Hydreigon deck analysis is to help me learn how to tech against it. Um, it does very, very well against Klinklang variants because its main attacker isn't an EX Pokemon. And that's just great. I mean, it comes ahead in the prize trade with EX Pokemon almost every single time. Because, it's got decent hit points, hits like a truck. It's just a great card, and it's a great, great deck. It says it right there. Number 635, Brutal Pokemon, and this is a very brutal deck. Signing off, this is Dungeon Master Lolliot. As always, subscribe, and shoot me some feedback, what I do wrong, what I do right, and feedback on my deck, my cards, anything. Thank you.